Welcome. My name is Neil Thrussell, and I'm really excited to have Marjorie Pascal-Pretre. I'm like so embarrassed.
You did well.
And
You did it so well.
she's a mindset coach, and she loves helping people thrive in life. And she's a passionate mother of four, and somehow this beautiful French woman found herself in Australia. So how does the young Marjorie go from France to Australia?
Oh gosh, yeah. Where do I start? Where do I start? So what's happening? When I was a little girl, I had a book, and that book had every single country in that book. But I was always fascinated by Australia. Look at there was like a picture of Australia with all the different animals, and little did I know at the time. I don't know if I was using the power of the vision board unconsciously. However, at the age of 22, I met an Australian guy in France, and we fell in love. And I followed him back to his country, and I've already had a little boy then, and then went on a few years later to have a few more children. So we end up with four kids, and still are together today. And it has been a really eventful ride that the learning were priceless, and we are growing together, which is beautiful.
So let's go back to the young Marjorie. So the young Marjorie
Yes.
had this vision of going to Australia one day, and so that was successful. Did what else did the younger you have a vision? What was success to you as a younger person?
So
Uh-oh.
the young Marge, so it is a bit playing up. Yeah, I'm okay. So I did not quite understand the question because we went out of internet. Are you asking what was the young Marge was doing at the time? Was it?
No, I was asking what was your version or vision of success when you were much younger? You had this vision of going to Australia, but what was your version or vision of success as a much younger person?
So, as a much younger person, I did not understand what success was. Where I thought, following the norms as a condition march. So you have to work hard, study hard, work hard all your life, have a 9 to 5 job, provide. But then I was completely forgetting myself in order to actually do for others. The day I landed to Australia and I've got to immerse myself in personal development, I realized until now that everything I was doing was not in alignment with myself. I was never fitting at school. I was never fitting in groups. I was thinking, what am I doing? Who am I? Like, why am I not succeeding? And the reason why I was not succeeding is because I was not turning inward. I was not following what I wanted to do. What was actually was my calling, following what resonated with me. I was always following what I was being told rather than doing what I love. So this is my definition of success is actually to find, if you're a seeker of finding what you are meant to be doing, the day you find it, you find the way to speak your own truth and you stick to it. This is freedom, freedom of being who you are, doing what you love and immerse into it. And everything is falling into place for you once you do so. So this is what I did. So I never thought when I was young that I would be a mindset coach one day. Never in my uh, and here I am being a mindset coach, helping others thrive for life. Because this is when the more you help others, the more you help yourself, and this is the beauty of it. The energy that's turning around is never stop, and it grows and grows and grows. So I wish everyone to find what they love to do and focus on that.
I don't remember. Could have. I don't remember who said the quote, but the greatest day, and it was written many years ago, so they only use men. So I'll change it. The greatest day in a person's life is the day that they discover their purpose.
Yes, and also what I wanted to say that once you find your purpose, it is not an end. It is not a deadline. It is not a goal you reach. The purpose and the success is a way of life. And the goal is motivating you to get there because once you reach your goal, then you get another goal and you amplify that way of life that is in alignment with you. So we have to understand that once you find your purpose, it's actually you're living it every day. What lights your heart on fire? What is it? And the question to ask yourself: would you do it for free? Absolutely, I will do what I'm doing now for free. So much I love it. So I know I'm living the success in my purpose. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So what you're saying is for successful people, they actually have to have goals.
And also, yeah, absolutely. And there is, some successful people that have been interviewed that are highly successful. There is a few traits that are similar. And most of them said you have to follow the rule of 80-20. So 80% of your hard work, because you're going to be working hard, but 80% of it, you're going to be having fun. 20% of it will be the not so fun stuff. Or you can even delegate it if you can. The 80%, and you're going to be working long hours. Get me wrong. It's not like the long hours you're gonna be working. You're gonna be having fun. You're gonna be loving it. You're gonna be it's unbelievable. So successful people are passionate about what they do. They work hard. They they get out of their comfort zone. So they do face their fears and their doubts and their shyness and but in doing so, they understand that they are growing from it. They are learning about themselves even more. And doing so, they are getting a better version of themselves to better serve others. Because successful people provide values for others. That's their aim. What value can I add to other people's lives? I love that concept so much. We are here to help each other, to support and encourage each other grow life. And that for me, it's ah, priceless, priceless. And
Absolutely.
we have to
I
take it
couldn't
to fail it.
agree more. So what is your current no, you've already said that. So let's pick any successful
Yeah,
person. Since we both know who Tony
yeah,
Robbins is, what do you think separates
yeah.
Tony Robbins from an average person? What do you think he's got going on in his life that separates us? Or you can pick any celebrity, any sports person, anyone that has got some kind of ultra success behind them.
So first of all the successful people who have done amazing things in their life, they are what I believe part of the people that thrives. They are thrivers. So they know what to do and what they want from an early age and went for it. They had the focus so big and they discovered, they know exactly from an early age what skill to master and what focus. Because most of us, I was a seeker for such a long time until I found my skills, my gift. We all have a gift, you know. And the thrivers, so the successful people, they said to focus on one area and become a master of that. Then move on to. They focus on one thing at the time and a master at it, and that's what they all did. You know, they and that's what I believe they did. And they're passionate about it. They push through everything, through the hurdles, the challenges. Nothing stops them, because their belief in what they are, in their gift, in what they are putting into the world is higher than their fear. And they are going for it. And they are being challenged We all face our challenges. Nothing stops them. They're persistent through their faces what gets them to succeed.
So you've used the term. So what do you think is the actual driver? If there was a secret sauce, what is the driver that these successful people have? Is it a vision? Is it a goal bigger than them? Is it their wife hitting them in the back of the head? What is it that drives people forward or pulls people forward?
I believe what drives successful forward is their undenying, uh, that I can't say the word that their determination. They've got their determination is so high. They believe in themselves and the product they wanna create or whatever they so much that nothing and no one can stop them. And because of their core belief and and they surround themselves as well by the people that pushes them. They show their tribe that's gonna push them through it, and then the result they get. Or if so, when you start something and you see good results into something that you're doing, it motivates you to do more. So that's the same. So they are getting into the mechanism, into the train. They want the train start, you know, everything plays for them and they move on and they keep going and they keep going. So I think the main driver is the strong core belief of their gift and what they have to offer and the determination behind it. They have that focus so big that they cannot see all the distraction on the side. Oh,
Wonderful, wonderful. So for you to choose and be chosen to be a mindset coach, was this always, did you know at a younger age that you wanted to help people, or was it just all of a sudden, I need to help people?
that is a great question. So since a very young age, I always have been aware for my friends, always been the big sister, always mothering everyone. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love it. I was not aware of it. I was always seeing the positive in everything. I was always, but not aware at all. And then I landed in Australia. And I think 8 months later, I was involved in a business where it was a lot about the personal development. And I started to read books. That I found my passion into the self development. I found what I could connect with it. I could relate to everything that was being said. And then I started to share my knowledge through the book I've been reading, the podcast I was listening. I was listening to so many successful people as well that were sharing their wisdom. And I start to share it with everyone around, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is so good what you're saying. That is, oh, I love your thinking and stuff." And then, of course, it's feeding my shadow value. It's feeding my core value and I wanted to do more. So I start to share more, and I start to share more, and people were coming back to me with feedback saying, "Oh, remember what you said, and I think that way, and I see life in different way." This made me feel so great about myself that I wanted to do even more. So I was thinking, what can I do as a business that will fulfill me in a way and continue to help others? And I find that mindset coach was actually a great feeling of today's, yeah. So here I am. I'm a mindset coach because of all of everything's been falling into place since, you know. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. When I see my clients thrive, when I see the results they're getting, it just feeds me. It feeds me to do even more. I don't want to stop. I dream about it. I wake up in the morning pumped. I'm thinking, oh wow, how many lives I'm gonna change today? Even if it's just one is enough. It's just very good. Once you discover your gift and you use your gift to serve others, this is where freedom lies. Absolutely. I love it. I love it.
I don't know who our user is, but she shares that it's so inspiring that you can follow your dreams without being held excuses and yeah. But that being said, everyone faces trials and tribulations. Everyone faces roadblocks. Everyone wants to stop. But what keeps you going? Like, there's going to be really days that you just go, I just want to stay in bed.
Absolutely. Oh yes, there's days I want to throw my computer out the window and I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I don't want to do it anymore. That who do who am I to think I can be a mindset coach? Don't you worry. These days I've had many of them. Still will have some. However, I changed my thinking. Instead of diving and getting into the spiral of that little voice that wants to keep me safe, into convincing me I'm not good enough, what I do now is like a challenge came in. Okay, what do I have to learn from it in order to be a better mindset coach? What is it going to teach me? What am I missing there that I need to learn in order to grow? So it's all about getting what questioning. Ask yourself the great question, and then you overcome the hurdle. And then some days I cry myself to sleep because I failed into something, and that's okay. Here is the thing: this is temporary. You get over it. You have your cry. You unleash whatever you had built up, and you go again. The key to successful people, they all said it, is to not give up. And when you're about to give up, this is when often they have an opportunity solution coming up. So do not ever give up. Do not ever give up. This is my ultimate advice I can give to anyone. If you know you're following your calling and you have hurdles, it's just because you have to learn something from it. Do not ever be ashamed of it. We all go through it. We all have our fears. It's just surround yourself with the people that will support it and believe in you and encourage you. This is a must as well. You you can be feeling so alone sometimes, but you're not. Trust me, you're not. And keep going. Keep going because freedom is just after that. Just growing and learning constantly.
That's beautiful because I think and I believe that successful people, when the chips are down and everything is going to hell in a handbasket and nothing is going right, successful people find a way. They have their cry, as Marjorie said, they have their cry. They kick the door, and then they pick themselves back up. And they go get their laptop or their computer out of the garbage can that they've thrown it in, and start again. Build, learn. They've asked those questions. So I can't believe that 20 minutes has gone by just like that, and it's crazy. So, what would
Oh,
you like to leave our listeners with, our viewers, our listeners, Marjorie?
what I would leave them with through my experience is to never ever give up. Turn inward, find what lights you up. Find we are all born with a gift, and our mission is to use that gift to serve others. What is your gift like? What would you do for free that makes you feel alive? Ask yourself those questions and find a way to actually use it, and do not listen to any external factor. Believe in you. You are precious. You're important. And if you're here on earth, it's because we need you. The world needs you. So dive deep and thrive high.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, Marjorie. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure to be interviewed by you now. You're awesome. Keep at it.
Thank you.